days now. You know, some days I wake up and I feel like playing. Other days I feel miserable and depressed. So let me adjust these tags here for YouTube. Even though YouTube's useless, because I don't think I ever really get any views from here. But, well, that and the copyright claims will fuck you in your poop shoot. So we'll take and copy all those tags. Do the old classic CTRL-V. You know, if anybody's not familiar with those commands, makes everything so much more convenient. Alan Vick 2010. Let's press save. I like that. Twitch gets to me like 20 minutes later. It's like, oh yes, you can control your dashboard from here. And I'm like, I fucking know that. You don't think I'm streaming right now? You don't think I fucking know that? I know that. And that fucking Hot Pocket burnt my goddamn hand, but hey. Continue. Steam Cloud. And episode 4. I should call it episode. I don't even realize that. I should have called each fucking thing episode, not chapters, even though chapters and episodes are the same thing. Alan, don't make me backhand you. It happens, or just starts making out with Hartman. Hartman. I mean, Alice. As long as the hallucination doesn't start giving you a hand job, perfectly fine. And if it does, you better hope to God it doesn't fade in and out. Fucking God. No. We got. Okay, well, gives me time to eat, I guess. Come on, Hartman, I was still fucking eating here. Get going, Hartman. Emerson? Who the fuck is Emerson? Clearly a D&D master. I know. Yeah. I bet we do. I bet we fucking do. No, it doesn't open. What about over here? Some nice pretentious artwork. Always got to keep that. Let me get in the elevator with you so I can eat while we're doing this. Ooh. Hot. Please don't move. Please don't fucking move. Stay there, I'm eating. Okay. So you won't move till I move? That's good. Thank you. How courteous you, Hartman, or whatever the hell your name is. Okay, let's go. Just, you know, my mouth is getting burnt, Hartman. What if I get a drink, Hartman? Just checking out my feet. Don't tell me you've never done that. You've like played a video game where you can walk down the stairs and you check and see if your feet sync up with the staircase. Kinda. Don't worry, I'm just looking for escape routes, Hartman. Checking my surroundings out. Alright. Get going, you fucking mongrel. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated TZ in the memory of a dear friend and poet, and that would be Thomas Zane. What'd you got? Oh, there you are. You could talk away. I'll drink some more of this Monster Energy drink that's going to kill me. That's the only thing that's addictive about those things, energy drinks, that they're just very sweet. Since I'm not much of a consumer of sugared treats like candy bars and stuff, I offset it. You have to assume that Mirror Peak was inspired by Twin Peaks, because obviously it's having two of something would be Mirror Peak. If you leave me now, you'd probably be taking the best part of me. Ooh, at the psychiatric clinic. There we go. Ah, look at his feet. He looks like he's moonwalking forward going up the stairs. Open a door, Hartman. Open a fucking door, you cardigan swearing, khaki pant wearing, penny loafer looking motherfucker. Get in there. Was I? A thermos. Thermosly. I always get the collectibles. They're not important, but... I mean, I don't think you really get anything for it anyway, just achievements. La da 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 nan 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 na 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 na. Oh, Emerson, you going that way? I'm going this way then. I always go the opposite. Looks like he was a World War II vet, judging by the jacket, because it looks like one of those M65 fucking military coats. Da 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 dun 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 da 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 dun 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 dun. La da 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 dun dun. Doesn't even look like Email Hartman. Character model must be lacking. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure that they don't interfere with your therapy and or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they are engaged by their creative process. Be patient. Typically, your patients have a long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you are voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, trademark, and its sister method, the flow, trademark, works best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Skip. Fuck you. Fuck you, you garbage-ass bastard guarding the front of the room. Yeah, we got you. No doubt, long-term drug use will usually deteriorate the mental capacities. Key point. I wish they had made a Night Springs board game. It would have been so cool if Remedy had made some tie-ins. Oh. Huh. Yeah. About that. Okay, crazy lady. What you got? Nothing? Well, I thought he was going inside. Now he's just like out here still painting. Get the fuck back inside. Yeah. Keep working on those games. Where's my room at? Oh no, I just assumed I wasn't supposed to go this way since every fucking door in the game is locked. You think? Da, 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 da. Eating jerky because I'm fucking hungry. Ugh. I'm probably sure if I scan that, something will come up out of that, but I really don't want to. No, that's definitely not my room. Nope. Trap behind the door. I'm good. Ah, the DTs. Majalner. Is that a manuscript page? Okay. It's the second page. Rest in peace, Barry. Just kidding, he's not dead. Warriors. Yeah. Oh no, he hit her in the head with a hammer. Give me those keys, bitch. Open the lock and proceed through to the next objective. And there's Mott. Mott the Hoople. Okay, Mott fails something. We got you. Those nice paintings, you know, they look very, ugh. What, is my wife a writer too? Is everybody a writer in this fucking thing? Well, Alan does like to go deep on his own problems. Maybe he doesn't like getting pegged. It does look like something's looking out from behind Alan's eyes. He just has a dead stare. Fucking reclinage. What the fuck is that? Who's that hot guy? Ooh, he's holding a book. Go away, Barry. The manuscript pages are lying on the desk because that... Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Gotta love Barry. Let's just say we're gonna create something. It's just not quite what you're looking for. Just like in the story. Oh my god. Okay, Hartman watches Wakefall. When the writer hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed, but Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. Oh yeah, the dark presence. I love it. What's in here? Oh yeah, the dark presence is everywhere. It is amongst us. Definitely dark presences. Oh, yeah, I love dark. Don't worry, we kept mental note of this little generator, this little blinky glow light. Oh, you fucking bastard. Suck my arse. You wee barbag. Whoop. Furniture. Oh, everything's attacking me. This is the best place to be. Oh, I see it turned off again. Oh, lamp's attacking me. Alright. This is not quite the vacation I had in mind when I came to Bright Falls. I wasn't just like, I wonder how many demonic black possessed objects. It's a very small hitbox. Okay. Okay. Flares? Let's do that. Only video game in the world where doors open two ways. Woo! Can we watch Night Springs while we're here? Oh, car commercial. Product placement, my favorite. Is that it? It's just a commercial? It's so weird though, because the music is so jarring, because it's like bum 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 bum. It's like a Mustang commercial, because I can hear it. Hartman's Mizian. Okay, let's turn the fan on to keep the air circulating on the PC. I don't know why Alan Wake runs really hot on the PC. Maybe I just need more fans and I'm too cheap. See you later, bitch. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh Jesus. Barry? Like, how in the fuck do I get out of here? Oh wait, the ball. That kind of jumped me a bit. No, it's only because I wanted to get out of there. Okay, let's do this again. All this rustic artwork. See, the cameras of one of the most interesting functions of Alan Wake, because it's such a peculiar placement, because it's on the left shoulder. But I think it actually makes for an interesting third-person perspective. Say if they ever did decide to do a shooter game or another horror game, it's like it's really kind of interesting looking, because it's not like a traditional camera placement. Auf Wiedersehen. Oh, Barry, I see you, baby. Ooh, Barry, Barry. Suspended, Laura Miller, 1989. Looks like a pretentious piece of shit. Thermos up there. Auto round coming, Barry. Just gotta go grab this awesome coffee thermos. Make sure we don't leave behind any particularly interesting little goodies or collectibles. Shut up, Barry. Shut up, Barry! No manuscript pages, which is perfectly and absolutely fine. Sorry, Barry. Oh. Okay, we're going into the one open door. It's so funny though because every time I hear his voice, it's all I can think about is Vinny's voice from fucking Max Payne. Even though I know it's the same actor from Max Payne 2, that's what I think about. I think about Max Payne 2, where you have to rescue Vinny from the bomb suit that Vladimir Lem puts him in, and he has that very New Yorker type screech. Which I always speculated that if they had done another Max Payne, they could have had Vinny be alive, and it always kind of killed me that Rockstar wrote him off as dead in Max Payne 3. Yeah, they're like, oh, Mona Sachs is dead, and, you know, Vinny's dead. And I'm like, well, that's a lie. I was like, because everybody knows that the true ending for Max Payne 2 was that Mona Sachs survives. The reason why I think Vinny's alive is because since Max has a tendency to exaggerate, all of the reenactments or viewpoints for Max Payne 2 when Vinny finally mysteriously gets blown up are all contradictory. Like, you know, each way Max remembers is different. The reason I said that is that since Max has a tendency to over-exaggerate or otherwise embellish details, that Vinny probably wasn't in the suit when it blew up. Well, at least they're coming for somebody. Whoops. Where's that other guy at? Oh, there he is. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Hartman and the power failure. A full-size stage, complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy. Okay, I don't care. I think we all get it. The book predicts that. Predicts the deets of the upcoming game. Or upcoming sections. Revolver ammo. Let's tighten it in here further. Let's see. Ooh, the little peckers. Fucking birds. That shit's for the birds. The 6-gun scribe achievement. Okay. I got my first real 6-gun. Shot him in the 5 and dime. Manuscript pages, shotguns, my favorite. You know, you can never go wrong with a shotgun in any video game, especially shooters. Like, what shivered? Like, what? Like, he's ejaculating all over the place? Like, like, what the fuck kind of... I hope they mean shiver, like, he's just kind of, like, you know, kind of terrified at the idea that he wants his wife? I don't fucking know. Oh. Suck it down, baby Jesus. Bought my first real 6-string, bought it in the 5 and dime. Give me that fucking pickup flare. God, my nose feels fucking weird. We only need to blast it a bit with the old lights. Always look on the bright side of life. Ba-dum, 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 ba. Why does it feel like my nose is dry? It shouldn't be feeling like that. Ugh. It bothers me. It's just because it looks like I'm constantly like trying to pick my nose, but more or less I'm fucking feel like... I don't know. I don't even know what it feels like. I can't describe it. Maybe it's just a nervous tick that I've developed. Maybe some revolver ammo, some of those ion lithium batteries. The usual items that we come across in the line of our duties. Ups, it looks like there is a hidden item over here on the cliff over here. We will head out to it because we are not... Oh, you did almost scared me. Almost. Open. Flare guns. Oh god. Drop the flares. Oh, you too? You want some? You want some? You fucking yokel? Fucking yokel demons. Anybody else? Anybody else want some of this? Okay, so this was down here. So we're going to go up here and go check this out. Thermoses, guns, amazements. Take the extra shotgun ammo. Alan can never have enough of that. I should probably actually use it for once because I'm probably sure the delivery of the bullets is a lot better. Some manuscript page. There we go, a shadow looming. Darkly distance. Alan Wake run. It's okay, Barry. You know, I'm only facing certain death at the hands of shadowy figures. Yeah, it's good. I like it. Oh, great. I think we might want to get out of this corner. It seems kind of not professional. Wait, that's a twig. Ooh, bring it. Oh, you fucking... Oh, the door opens the opposite direction. Thanks, God. Had me laughing. You got me doubling over an absolute fucking shambles. Let's head to the Anderson farm. The darkness. Like, why would he say that? Look out, and he just kind of like pushes Alan. Like, would he push him out of the way of something in a moving car? Come on. God damn it, Al. God damn you, Al. Well, you heard him. He was nowhere to be heard would be like a nice... There you go. You gotta admit, though, like, the dynamic is, like, kind of fun between the two, because they don't make Barry, like, a throwaway character like most games. Most games would introduce, you know, a secondary character, and they would pretty much dial them back. And I feel like, you know, at least it gives Alan's character something to riff on. Demons everywhere. Demons, 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 demons. Was that demons? No, just those are definitely demons. Ooh, demons. Demons. Just for a manuscript page. Demons. Sounds like a fucking song. Couldn't see the road for the tears. Oh yeah, crying. They wouldn't miss 1 or 2 jars of moonshine. Which way is which? Am I going the wrong way or am I going the right way? That's definitely not the right way. Or did I come from this way? Yeah, I came from this way because that's the fallen tree. Okay. Okay, I think we lost it, whatever it was. Demon barrels. Goddamn demon barrel. Oh shit, everything's demons. The floor is demons. Oh. It's a new game. So the floor is lava, the floor is demons. This whole area is fucked. Alan's fucked. That is fucked. Oh, that's fucked too. And that's double fucked. Oh, at least I can't jump that high. I mean, I'm not sure why. It could lift the whole locomotive, but it couldn't throw a fucking train car of some sort. Oof. Save me, birds. Save me, burbs. It's a bit, what's down here? Thermoses? Pages? Nothing? Obviously nothing. Absolute waste of my fucking absolute fucking time. Manuscript pages? I love it. We get it. We're already on it, Alan. Your story, apparently, or your narration is slower than the written manuscript pages. Oh. That's okay. Quick descent. I can live with that. Trust no one in the dark. No greater words have been spoken. It makes perfect sense. Trust no one in the dark. Fuck you, you goddamn gargantuan cunts. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that's a generator we are not getting at. Ow. I'm not gonna make it. I am not gonna make. I'm gonna make it. I am definitely gonna fucking make it. You can kiss my ass, you demons. Like, why is that generator there, though? Can I turn it on? Because now I'm going to be defiant. I want to turn it on now. I reject you, safety. I mean, that's all it was. Like, why would you put that in the middle? It has no fucking purpose. It's got absolutely fucking nothing. Fucking schmaltz. Fucking dick schmaltz. Let's get up the fucking stairs. Come on, I just wasted my time, Alan, buddy old pal. Let's just get to the Anderson farm. Nobody gives a shit, Alan. Yeah, I get that something. I wanna hold your heavy-duty flashlight. Yeah, I found a thermos and some ion batteries. I want to fight the darkness. Nah, it's definitely not Barry. You just read the... Like, I don't even get that. You read the fucking manuscript page, you fucking invalid. And you're just like, oh, I wonder if that's Barry or not. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's the fucking guy on the manuscript page. You fucking jagoff. Yeah, that's right. You fucking shadows. Oh, here we go. Thomas Zane again. I don't know where we see you, Tommy. The dark presence at large. See, this is definitely like L. Ron Hubbard's Typewriter in the Sky. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen or anyone's ever read L. Ron Hubbard's typewriter in the sky. Yes, that's right. That L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology actually used to write, you know, science fiction and fantasy and horror stories before he became a nightmarishly insane, fucking self-appointed god. But yeah, there was a story that L. Ron Hubbard had written. I believe it was in the I want to say in the anywhere from the 1940s to the 1950s, and it was a story called Typewriter in the Sky. And essentially, what Typewriter in the Sky was is it's about writers. You know, these writers that are never going to make it big or whatever. You know, this guy hangs out at the bar with another writer who pretty much writes these really schlocky, you know, fantasy stories. And you know, his I guess the guy tells him a story about that he's writing, that he's currently working on, and shit like that. But what happens is the main character ends up finding himself trapped inside of his. He wakes up to find himself trapped inside of this hack writer's story. And you know, it doesn't. You know, he's terrified, but he also remembers that every story this guy writes, since he finds out he's playing the not the hero, that character always ends up dying a horrible death in his story. So he spends the whole thing having to follow the written out manuscript, and you know, it's constantly being written as he's in it. He has to find a way to get out of the story before it gets to the end, because he knows what the eventual end is for the characters in his friend's story. It's a very bizarre read. Like, if anybody ever gets any time, I would recommend you read it, because L. Ron Hubbard used to write some pretty amazing stuff. I think he wrote one of the first psychological horror stories called Fear. And Fear was a great story because this guy ends up, you know, getting caught in something horrible. Like, he decides to go to his friend's house because he's suffering from a fever or whatever, and then he ends up finding himself, what is it, an hour later, I think it's an hour, or it might have been 3 hours or 4 hours, but he ends up waking up and finding himself a few blocks from his friend's house, and he's missing his hat. So the whole story, he keeps being stalked by these horrible monsters and creatures, and they keep telling him, don't try and find your hat, because he keeps trying to find out what happened to that hour, or how many hours it was that he was out for. And the demons keep telling him, if you find your hat, you'll find the hours, and if you find the hours, then you die. So he spends the whole thing fighting against them. I don't want to ruin it, because then if I ruin the ending of L. Ron Hubbard's Fear, it would be really shitty, because it hinges on the end of the story. I mean, I used to read a lot. That's my problem, is I used to read. Well, actually, I still do read. I don't read as much as I used to, because I think most literature now is pretty fucking boring. Every once in a while, I'll come across some decent books, you know, like, you know, Neil Gaiman still releases some decent stuff. But I think as of late, Neil Gaiman's become kind of a twat. He's more of a guy that just likes parroting political shit, and I can't stand people like that. Like, I'm like, I don't care, Neil. I was like, I like your books. I loved fucking, you know, the Anansi Boys and Neverwhere and shit like that, but take a breather. Oh, fucking horse dicks. But yeah, like I said, there's not too many decent writers anymore. I think the funny thing is you'll find that out of so many years, there's so much. Well, I mean, I've found some gems that I've missed every now and again. Like, I remember I just stumbled across this book by Anthony Serrano. I think it was Serrano. I don't remember. Sarantonio. That's what his name is. Some shit like that. And he had wrote this really interesting horror book called House Haunted, which I probably never would have found, because Sarantonio isn't exactly what you would say mainstream. Because most people, when they think of writing, they tend to think of certain names. Like, I think if you asked anybody, it's either going to come back to Neil Gaiman, you know, Stephen King. Oh, fuck. Like Stephen King and shit like that, but not a lot of stuff's written that much anymore. You know, it's a lot harder to break through in the writing market because people would have you believe. Mostly, I think it's because is lazy writers. I think I could say that. Lazy fucking writers, because I probably would never consider reading half the shit that's written today because it ends up being duller. Like, I hear so many people tell me story ideas like, you know, vampires. Like, I want to do a story about vampires, zombies. I'm just like, it's fucking boring. I was like, nothing against vampires, or I just think it's because I've been so overset. What the fuck is going on here? Fuck you, game. But it's because the market became so oversaturated with those particular stories that I find absolutely no inclination to give a shit about those type of stories. I also think it's, you know, low-hanging fruit. Because I think one person told me a story idea. They were like, oh, you know, it'd be a great story idea. And I'm like, what? I was like, what is he? He's like, a zombie apocalypse where the last humans on Earth are kept in a sort of protected community by vampires, which I just thought that was fucking boring. But yeah, so many dead. I think it's also because a lot of people think they can write, but they don't. They've never had to suffer. I think that, you know, part of good writing stems from your ability to write emotion well. And I think that most people who live this really protected life that have never had to suffer usually write the worst fiction. You know, it's kind of like why hipsters or rich people can't make artwork. Because when you see it, it looks like the most pretentious garbage you've ever seen. Like, I think the banana would be a good example of it, even though it's not the end all to the art being completely pretentious shit by rich people. But I think a lot of it, you will find, is just devoid of any humanity. I think, I guess you could say even Andy Warhol was like that, because even Andy Warhol's artwork, you know, nothing against Andy Warhol, because I think he made a decent amount of money off it, is that people are fucking idiots. And I think there was like a quote by Warhol that said somewhere that, like, in the future, everyone will have their 15 seconds of fame, or was there 10 seconds of fame? What the fuck it was was like a line, but it was pretty much true. We eventually moved towards that particular area, because I think almost every piece of artwork, literature, you know, viral videos, you know, morons like that, we have a lot of that now. Each person trying to outdo each other to a ridiculous amount till they make a meme out of themselves. And then once they have that height, whoosh, into nothingness. You ever notice how nobody ever strikes gold twice and makes a second meme? Because I think it's like expectancy. The second you make a meme accidentally or it just catches on, you try to one-up yourself or top yourself. And I think that alters the way you create stuff, is when you try to top yourself. You become influenced by the popularity or the general audience to the point where you feel you try really hard. You try, like when you become a try-hard. Not try hard as in you're working hard. You just become a try-hard. You're like, wow, that was funny. Maybe I can make another one. Then you just sit there and make trash. I mean, not like most people care anyway, I think. But I mean, when you start looking at the world as a whole and start looking at it on a bigger scale, you start realizing that there's a certain setup to it all. You start becoming aware that it's, you know, human behavioral and stuff like that plays into, you know, pop culture and blah, 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 and all that shit. I'm probably fucking saying it wrong because I'm becoming distracted by searching. But I can assure you, if you look at it, you serious? Double shot? Hey, could you just go out the window, please? Also, probably should apologize for interjecting anything that might sound pretentious. I don't try to do that. You know, I'm not like some fucking YouTuber trying to explain fucking Greek philosophy. Greek philosophy. And this is... I don't like doing that stuff. I think some stuff fascinates me about stuff like that, but I don't think I would ever sit there and try to... Huh. We gotcha. Come on, Alan, masturbate. You gotta search everywhere. You know how those fucking thermoses are? People like to just randomly drink near a really precarious cliffside. But personally, I don't think I really give a shit if I miss them or not. But I think the problem is I am more driven by pointless collect. That's why I don't like a lot of games. I think that's why I gave up on Mafia 3. Because it kept the collectibles within just enough of an area that they wouldn't be too much of a bitch to find, but at the same time, you knew that you yourself would not try to get them. And I think it was because those would drag so much time out of the storyline that I wouldn't give a shit at a certain point. I thought, you know, Mafia 3 was okay. I just thought the way they kind of downgraded, what's his fucking face? Tommy, where the fuck his name was. I can't remember what the character was from 2. You know, because there's a lot of characters that came back. Because you figure a guy from the first game was killed by the guy in the second game, blah, 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 so forth. Just kept going. Tommy or some shit. I don't even fucking remember now. Give me those flashbangs. And some batteries. I like batteries. I like batteries. Of course, now I'm thinking about that line because I watched this movie last night with some no, not Netflix. It was a Hulu original called Puka. And it was about this guy who starts I mean, because like I recognized right away that it was a Jason Blum production because Jason Blum tries to hammer in social justice bullshit into most of his movies. And a lot of times it's not too overbearing, which I don't think this one was. But I think you could hint, like, faint traces of it. But it's not as bad as, say, like, The Purge, where it decided to go the first Purge, where it tried to rewrite the Purge rules to the point where it was like, you know why the Purge was invented, don't you? The Purge was invented because racism. And I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, the Purge operates on a science fiction scale. It doesn't operate on a particular racial class. It was fucking stupid because the original idea was like most science fiction. You know, they would have a story where the whole idea of it was to kill off any of the low-income welfare recipients, stuff like that. It was to basically get the burden off of the rich by killing the poor. But then they decided to rewrite that whole shit, and I felt kind of like, you know, they fucking overstepped their bounds on that, and they kind of ruined it. Yeah, I wanted to like The Purge. I just feel like The Purge could have been a good idea, and I just think they fucked up bad. Of course, I wish the chat was more lively, that people would interject stuff, because then at least I could bounce off of something, you know, talk about some stuff, because, like, I find that's a lot better if you have people watching, because then they can throw something in, or they can mention, you know, what they like, and then you can kind of talk about themes and stuff like that, which kind of makes it seem like I would be making it about myself, but I think it helps to try and randomly bring up topics solo. I mean, hopefully at some point I get to at least 50 subscribers, because then I can fucking do some contest or some shit. I'm thinking about maybe game cards or something like that. I wanted to do Friday the 13th hockey masks, but I didn't think there would be any particular interest in that specific part of the market. But I was like, you know, maybe if I ever get up to 50 on my Twitch or my YouTube or some shit like that, I can give away like $50 in PlayStation Network or Microsoft cash. You know, something that'll benefit somebody, that they'll actually get some enjoyment out of it. I mean, that wouldn't bother me so much, because, like I said, I would actually like to do cons. I feel like, if, like, say if you're like a big YouTube channel, like, this is the thing I don't get about a lot. Like, some do. Like I said, I'm not going to go and say, like, you know, YouTubers don't do this, but I noticed that some YouTubers, whom I know are making fucking decent money, and they don't run any contests or nothing like that. They don't run them, like, once a month, once every 2 months. Like, anything would make sense. Which is why I'm kind of, like, you know, depressed when I see that, because I think if you have a certain amount, you know, doing something small would help boost your channel. Like, you know, say you have 1,000 subscribers and you go, okay, I'm gonna do another contest, I'm gonna give out Steam keys, you know, some shit, which is kind of what I was hoping to do. But, you know, but since I don't do this frequently enough to make enough subs, or at least attract a sort of loyal audience, I can't really, I guess, justify doing it. I mean, I think even if I got to a small number, I could just do it at increments. So, like I said, if anybody is watching and you do sub, maybe I will do some contests down the road at some point if I can get enough people to actually be interested in this particular content. I'm probably going to end up talking about that like every stream, mostly just to try to make sure anybody who just happens to stumble in hears that, because I mean, people aren't really obligated to watch so much. If I do these contests and you just happen to be in the stream or whatever, when I get enough subs, I'll probably just do it even if you don't watch that much, or even if you just watch once a week or once a month. That doesn't fucking matter to me. Maybe I should actually put something in the actual Twitch chat before I start the fucking streams, because at least if somebody sees it, they might think it's recent and actually interact with it. Please tell me I unmuted the fucking mic. Recent and actually interact with it. Okay, good. I was like fucking paranoid there for a second. I was like, fucking hell, please. I was like, please don't tell me. I always get paranoid with that, because one time I did a whole stream. Okay, let's put that in there. But yeah, one time I actually did a whole stream and I didn't have the microphone on, and it was the most embarrassing thing ever. I fucking ended up deleting the video out of rage. The day the cat came back, they thought he was gone. Bodum, bodum. Came back the very next week. Da-doom, da-doom. There's a thermos. I keep forgetting you can kind of see them from a distance. As long as you don't rush through the game, you can spot them. Copyright claim incoming for the old gods of Asgard and Poets of the Fall. Warriors, torch bearers, and Panabundy. Whoa, warrior. Okay, we gonna do this? We wanna do this? Suck it. Woo! Gotta love the Poets of the Fall. It's kind of surprising they didn't get more popular in the States. I mean, I still follow them on Twitter, mostly to see what they're up to. Woo! Kiss the end of my barrel tip. Switch back to the hunting rifle. The hunting rifle is one shot, one kill. You gotta have more of that one shot, one kill mentality. Warriors, torchbearers, do suck my ass, where's the fucking thermos down here? We already got it. It was on the bleachers. Fucking follow Barry. Let's go Bear. Bear. There's a fucking moat here. The Schwarzold. Children of the Elder God. Bam. What is that? Is that a manuscript page? It looks like some sort of fucking environmental. It is a manuscript page. Pick up. How many do I have so far? I don't even really care about the manuscript stories because I don't really want to. Yeah, I pressed. I need to get a new keyboard. One of those mechanical ones that are silent. Of course, I also need a desk, too, and a fucking dual monitor setup. But you know what? We can't have what we want. Which would be my next goal if I thought I were going to live here forever, but I'm not. Okay. Ladder. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Children of the Elder Gods. Yeah. See you later. So what, Barry? So fucking what? Depressing. Absolutely depressing. There's like a Twilight Zone episode like that where this guy keeps going to death row over and over again, and every time he dreams, he has to try. Well, I think he has to convince them over and over again that he's the one that's the center of it. In every dream, all of the characters will shuffle and become somebody else, and he always comes so close to convincing them that if they kill him, everything gets unmade. I just don't remember what episode it was called. Probably wasn't in the first season. In the first season, I used to remember all those episodes. I would watch the TV show endlessly, and the episode would pop up and like, okay, this is Judgment Night, that's Walking Distance, that's Where Is Everybody, Time Enough at Last. Like, I used to, well, I still kind of am, because I'm one of the probably guess majority that would say that the Twilight Zone is hands down one of the greatest written TV shows of all times, or anthologies. I could give it that at least, because I think every episode, and a lot of people don't even realize that was back in a period of time when seasons weren't 12 episodes, because I think now TV shows are for seasons usually 12 episodes. It's probably even less if you go by the Netflix max, which is like 7 or 8 or something like that. But the first season alone was written by Rod Serling. With some of them are obviously inspired by other ideas, which that's listed in the credits if it did come from something else. But he actually had to write the whole first season until the second season came along, and then he realized that it's not exactly a good thing to try and write a TV show yourself, especially an anthology. So they hired a few more writers, and those 2 writers would also be very prolific writers themselves. One of them would be Charles Beaumont, who didn't live that long. He actually died at an early age, I believe, in his like 30s or 40s. And then there was Richard Matheson, which if everybody remembers Richard Matheson wrote the book I Am Legend, which became the movie with Will Smith. It was made into a film twice, prior to that. There was The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. And then there was the other one, The Omega Man, with Charlton Heston. I know you probably would recognize other stuff he wrote too, because 2 of his stories were adapted into films too. The 2 stories being The Box, which was based on Matheson's story that he did for The Twilight Zone called Button Button. And then the other one was Real Steel, which was remade later on with Hugh Jackman as Real Steel as an hour-long movie. Of course, the original title character was played by, trainer was played by Lee Marvin, which Hugh Jackman is no fucking Lee Marvin. Trying to think if there was any other ones made by Matheson, because Matheson, all he did, he wrote Trilogy of Terror. He wrote I think it was Trilogy of Terror. Yeah, he wrote that, and he prior to that had written, I think, the screenplay or the story for, I want to say it was him. It might have been Dan Curtis, but it was Kolchak the Night Stalker, but I'm pretty sure that was also Matheson too. And Dan Curtis is, of course, dead. But yeah, Matheson was the one that Stephen King, I said, inspired him to become a writer, which I doubt that, as Stephen King is all over the place all the time with everything he says. But I'm probably sure that was one of the many writers, because you can't say I was inspired by, I created my own macro universe like Lovecraft did with New England, and then be like, Matheson inspired me. Well, Matheson didn't write Mythos, nor did he write Contain Macroverses, so you'd be the judge of that. These things are more annoying than fucking terrifying, to be honest. Because he's not really scaring me as much as he's driving me insane. It's like, oh, it's so scary, isn't it? It's a different variety of these fucking demons. It's like, no, it's not terrifying. It kind of fucking pisses me off. I was like, just fucking die so I can move along and just be done with this shit. I don't have the fucking patience to chase around a fucking shade. Warriors, torchbearers, you wasted my fucking time. Is that a manuscript? No, it's not. Don't worry, I usually try to cram my commentary through all of useless dialogue all the time, because I don't think anybody would be particularly interested in, old-timey stuff. I really wish people would, because they're missing out on a lot of stuff. I used to know people that were like that. They wouldn't watch shit because it was black and white, and I think that there are probably more black and white films that I would put on a pedestal above anything from now. Could always make their own brewery. Can't wait till Resident Evil 3 comes out. I think the only thing that makes me paranoid about the release of Resident Evil 3 at this point is they're talking that we made some major changes. Like, you better not have fucked with too much of RE3, because I got sick and tired of that shit. Just because I feel like one thing they were not able to capture in fucking Resident Evil 2, the remake, was the visuals. I know people are going to say, yeah, but they're blurry. No, I mean, like, if you ever look at the old static backdrops in the game, they look grimy. They look like that, they have that really 80s vibe to them. And I think that some of it was, carried over into the architecture of the main hall, but I think that a lot of it fell flat. Which, that's not really a complaint saying I hate the movie completely because of that, but I mean, like, you notice stuff like that. I don't even care. Fuck you, Pat, man. Lick my ass. Looks like an old church. I like how he has to kick the gate open, probably just because it looks cool. Ah. We're getting better at this, wake and stuff. Oh. Might want to fix that sleeve, Alan. Alan Wake. Okay, there's a ladder that heads to the top of their encampment. Huh. The silo keys are right here. Oh, yeah, let me push this. You think? It's like I'm scanning around for anything that looks like a thermos. Oh, come on. You fucking bony-ass son of a bitch. Is there anything outside the farm? We already know we're not going through the front. At least I don't think we are. About the poet and the muse, and on ba ba dum boom ba dum ba da ba dum boom 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 boom. There's a light in the attic. Alright, I'll take that coffee thermos. Didn't even know it was in there, but I'll help myself to it. In the valley of my shadow. Two thermoses in the same fucking building? Jesus, they're practically giving them things away now. Get out of my way, Barry, before I stab you in the ass. With my dick. Got my arms. He of the lamb gone mad with the night. It's how you reshape destiny. Now that your love set free, you must his cabin key. Find the lady of the light, still mad with the night. It's how you reshape destiny. That on this night the ghost of Halloween. Like, why would you drink something random in a house? Like, I wouldn't drink any open bottles in that fucking place. For all I know, they could have peed in it or something when they were losing their minds. You could be, like, fucking drinking some John Hughes bullshit. No, Howard Hughes. Or was it Howard Hawks? Who fucking knows? And then Barry's gonna start fucking Alan in the ass. Like, come on. It sounds like fan fiction, right? Isn't that how fan fiction works? And Alan and Barry had too much to drink. It wasn't until Alan looked up and Barry's eyesight caught his own. Barry was like, "You see something you like, writer?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'd like to write my name on the roof of your mouth." That's how fanfiction works. It's that fucking bad. Get up, Alan. Fucking get up. I don't want to be a ghost. I don't give a shit, Alan. Can I go upstairs? Oh. Ellis. No, just kidding. Back. Hi, can I go back into the cabin? Jesus fucking thing. I know I get it, the dialogue and all, but fuck, let me upstairs. Gotta get that Darth Vader ending. Take my hand. Lift me up, I want to hold my hand. What's it look like outside, guys? It's actually a nice view. Huh. kind of enjoying it, but oh, well, I'm sorry. I was supposed to be frightened, right? It's a Big Daddy from Bioshock. I guess that makes me a little sister. How would he have used a diving suit? I don't get it. The diving suit he has, like, he was an avid diver. But who was his partner? I mean, I get it, he had his wife, but was his wife the one that was pulling him up out of the water? He kept me safe that night. I guess almost driving off an embankment is safe. You know, you could have fucking gone over the edge into the fucking rocks and blew up, but he protected you that night. Really did. Copyright claims. You hear this song? It's called Copyright Claim. Every song at the end of these playthroughs is copyright claim because it means that somebody's going to make money off it. Just won't be me. Oh, be of the poet and the fuse. That gave life to the words the poet used. Mercy was his happiness and heart about her grace. Let's skip this fucking song. I don't want to, but you know how it works. We get it. I was like, I just want to... Okay, so we'll consider that the end of this particular stream. I mean, not that anybody dropped this time. I might have because I started too late. But, yeah, if you just happen to be watching and you want to shoot me a, subscribe, I don't know, even just a like, that would be perfect. Perfect. If not, I'm glad I entertained you for however small of a second you watched. That pulled you out of your normal YouTube or streaming routine, which is always a plus. So I'll just end it at that. And I will hopefully do another stream later in the week to get this stuff all moving again. I just realized I had desktop audio off. That fucking sucks. I knew I had something off, and I just discovered what it was. It was the desktop audio. So that's gonna be probably why it didn't pick up any viewers. Oh god, that fucking sucks. That really sucks.